Hello, what's going on, everybody? Pete McPherson from Do You Even Blog, right here today in my favorite co-working spot right here. I am two things. One, I want to talk about this question that I got from a reader regarding your blog and forming an LLC or a EIN, federal identification number for businesses, as well as copyrighting your content and trademarking your blog's name. I'm going to go through all four of those in about 6 or 7 minutes total. It's going to be super quick. I'm going to go through here. But first, before I get to that, allow me one more minute to show off this streaming platform I bought on AppSumo. It's called Restream. $49 I paid for this. It's like a lifetime access. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's so cheap. It's like a monthly fee. And I'm looking at my computer here. I guess I could show you guys instead of just talking. Let me go and show you. There we go. You should be able to see my desktop. So right now I'm streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. How cool is that? Right? I'm going to reload and just make sure this worked because this is my first time using it. I just think that's so very cool. There's a million other things you can go to as well. Here we go. Yep. Looks like it's working. That's super cool. Isn't that super cool? I thought that was super cool. You can do like a million things. A million things. They're going to add LinkedIn pretty soon, which is cool. Obviously Twitch and like a tons of other gaming games, YouTube. Really cool. I just thought I'd show that off. That's it. All right, let's dive into the specific content right here, right now. I would love to close this down. There we go. Hope you guys can still see all that. So the question is, it's really small. I can't zoom in very well. This comes from Dan. Thank you, Dan. When you're just getting started, how do you set up licensing? An LLC, trademark the title, copywriting, and when to file for an EIN? I'm assuming that's what he meant there, not FINL. Thank you, Dan. And I'm going to go through these one by one. So, an LLC. Let's talk about that first. I can point people to this little thing here in the chat. Let me grab it. There we go. There is link number one. And I'm going to just go ahead and say that you don't need an LLC until you either A, are going to start having employees, or B, you think you might get sued for any reason. So the only advantage for an individual creator, the only advantage an LLC really brings is protection from your personal assets, your house, your personal bank accounts, if and when you had business debt or you're going to get sued for any reason, right? It just protects your personal assets. That's the only benefit. You could actually do a sole proprietorship and have essentially the same effect for tax purposes as a single member LLC. And that reminds me, before I go any further, this video does not contain professional or legal advice. I do have a CPA license. I'm not your CPA. I'm not your lawyer. Go seek counsel if you have any questions that you want for your business. These are just my opinions. I cannot be held legally liable, yada, yada, yada. Please don't sue me. So, no. As a new blogger, you do not need an LLC. If you're going to hire somebody, great. You're going to need an LLC and an EIN. Excuse me. If not, I don't think you need an LLC unless you have any risk at getting sued and putting up your personal assets in case of something legal thing or whatever. If so, by all means, please do get an LLC. I can help protect you. Another thing is partnerships, right? An LLC can serve as a nice little legal framework if you are partnering with somebody. You could do a general partnership, and you don't actually need to pay any money or file anything to get that legal entity, a general partnership. But you could go LLP or something like that if you want something a little bit more structured that, again, will protect you, right? Along these lines, let's talk about EIN. This is an identification number, mainly used for tax purposes, I believe. And check out this answer I found right here. I didn't actually know this. This is interesting. I found this a couple of minutes ago. A single member LLC, that's me, by the way. Do You Even Blog does have an LLC, is a disregarded entity for tax purposes, that is, meaning I don't treat it as a separate entity. It's just a pass-through entity for tax purposes. Everything's reported on my income tax form, not Do You Even Blog's income tax form. And you don't have employees, and you don't have any excise tax liability. You don't need an EIN. That's interesting, because when I first found this article, it said, if you are doing an LLC, you need an EIN. And I was like, wait, crap, I don't even have one. What? How did I even file for an LLC? But then I figured out if you're not doing any of the crazy forms, which are listed right here, I guess I could put this in chat as well. There is number 2. Hopefully that worked. Then you don't need an EIN. There you go. You can actually just use your social security number for federal income tax purposes. I think it actually says that down here. Also, some states will require an EIN to open a business bank account or something. Check with your state laws. That's actually right down here in this article. But in general, if you don't have employees and you're not doing anything crazy, you don't need an EIN for your LLC, which is really cool. So, again, going back to Dan's question and what I wrote down here, like, do you really need an LLC or just register for an EIN for your blog? No. My question, or my answer is no. For the most part, no. Unless you are going to be hiring people, part-time or full-time, especially any benefits, like that sort of thing, non-independent contractor work, and you might get sued for whatever reason, and you want your personal assets protected, you don't need it. By all means, if you're going to need protection, go get an LLC or something similar. Now, let's talk about trademark name and copyright. Again, by the way, these are just my opinions. Go seek a lawyer, please, or a certified public accountant if you need any further stuff. So, really quick, Social Media Examiner. This is an amazing article. This is an amazing article right here. I actually hope these are posting. It's doing some weird stuff right here. This is a great article that actually shares something I didn't know of, and that is it might be a good idea to copyright your content, like literally your blog post, a couple of times a year. That's interesting. I had no idea this was even a thing, but it makes sense. So if you don't copyright your content and somebody steals it, like I've had a few of my students have had this happen to them, and it's really frustrating. The best you can do is submit a cease and desist letter of some sort. And you usually have to go look up, like if a website's stealing your stuff, look up their host and contact their hosts and all this other stuff. And then who knows? You can't just like immediately take legal action. If you have your content copyrighted, you can. You have grounds for immediate and legal action, which is interesting. I didn't really know this. It does cost money to do this, and it's like $35 to $55. And this was published a few years back. Maybe it's a little bit more, I'm not sure. But you can actually go to the U.S. Copyright Registration Portal. It's under Literary Works, I believe. Yep, Literary Works. And it'll literally say blogs. There you go. You can do all of your published works really easily. Unpublished, you have to go through some extra steps or something. But published works, you can do them in bulk right here, $35, $50 or so. I actually think that's really cool. I might be doing this with my own stuff very soon. And if anybody does copycat my content, and steals it, I have immediate legal action, which is amazing. Super happy about that. Worth the $50 to sleep at night, especially if you do it like 2 or 3 times a year. $150 a year, totally worth it. If you have any sort of decent reach on the internet. Okay. Last thing, and it talks about the cease and desist letter down here. You guys can read through that if you really want to. I thought that was really cool. In terms of trademarking your name, I found another great article right here. I will say this, trademarking costs more. A few people in my mastermind group were considering this recently, and I think that it says around $1,500, $1,000, or something like that. That's not cheap, especially for newer blogs. That's not cheap at all. It's kind of crazy, actually. So my personal opinion, oops, I didn't mean to open that on, especially for newer blogs. That's not cheap. My bad. Oh man, didn't even press anything. Come on, there we go. Basically, it offers the same sort of legal protection just as a copyright of your content, except for your name. You legally own your name. It can help with a number of things. Again, it's in this article. You can go look at it. The ability to pursue legal action against infringers. It's like probably the biggest one. Legal ownership of the mark. That would be your trademark. Your trademark will appear in searches. The ability to block imported goods from using your mark. I mean, it's small stuff, but it could be the sort of thing like you never know when you're going to need this until you need it. And then you're like, crap, I wish I had paid $1,000 for this trademark. I don't know. I think it's going to depend on how big your blog is, how comfortable you feel with risk, and that sort of thing, right? If you're already making like 5-6 figures a month, or even 6 figures a year, really, from your blog, you can splurge the $1,000, $1,500, and get your trademark, and just sleep better at night. That's what I would do. If you're not at that point yet, I probably wouldn't bother. I really wouldn't. It's not that big a deal. It's probably not going to get stolen anyways at the moment. It's just a judgment call. That's up to you. So, I believe that's all I got. I don't think most blogs should start LLCs right off the bat. Again, it's more of a protection thing for your legal assets, your personal financial assets. But again, consult your lawyer or consult your accountant. Isn't that a great answer? Somebody can ask me that and just be like, "Oh, go ask your go ask your lawyer, go ask your accountant." Isn't that fun? Oh, good stuff. Okay, thanks for watching this video. I hope this was valuable to at least one person out there. If you have any questions, always email me, pete@doyouevenblog.com. All I do is sit around and drink fake LaCroix. It's not even real LaCroix. It's like, what is that? Who makes this? Aldi or something? All I do is sit around and answer your emails and your questions. So, ask Pete. Hit me up on Twitter or email, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend blogging. See you guys later.